That's surprising. Wow. Okay. We've done 2 of these meetups previously, and we have 2 veterans. We kind of do these things kind of informally and stuff. As you know, Tesla is a very secretive company. We try to get as much information as we can to pass it along, just to keep people educated and keep people in the loop. And obviously, Ken and I do things with a Canadian twist because there's 0 Canadian information out there as far as YouTube and all the other stuff that's going on. So that's kind of our thing. And when we do these meetups, we usually just do a little chit chat and stuff, and then it's everybody get to know each other, just exchange ideas and just talk about things. But now, since the car has actually gone into production, and Ken and I were very, very fortunate, thank you to some people that invited us to the reveal event, delivery event at Arizona, excellent, that we got to participate in a really, really big party, and we were very fortunate enough to have a ride in the Model 3. So we had some very first-hand information, so we're very thankful and fortunate that we were able to do that, which is one of the reasons why we wanted to have this as soon as possible when we got back. I took a little vacation, Ken did too, now they're all fresh. And now, of course, with the Canadian dollar being better, and Tesla's adjusted the prices on the Model S and they've come down, and some of the features are with parity of the Model 3, have a very good idea of what Canadian prices are going to be, and we will talk about that tonight. How many people subscribe to the YouTube channel and watch any of our videos? So a good majority, excellent. Is that where you heard of it mostly? Okay, good. We got a lot of members from the forum as well, I understand? Yeah, fair amount, okay. We really do encourage people to join the forum to talk. So yeah, we really encourage people to that. So tonight we're just going to start. First, we're going to go through a little bit of 2 presentations. The first one is to walk you through the new user interface on the Model 3. Because obviously we've lost the binnacle, which is the center instrument panel that's in front of the steering wheel. It's on the Model S and the S, or the X, but it's not present on the Model 3. So we had firsthand, I was all over that screen, so we had an opportunity to see exactly what's going on. Now these are not my graphics, so we're going to go through. Somebody on the internet made these. I just grabbed them all, put them in a nice presentation. We'll walk you through what's different, what's similar. And then the second presentation, I think Ken, probably, do you want to do the second one? Okay, Ken's going to talk about what we think Canadian prices are going to be. Okay. So, without much ado. So the first thing you need to know about the Model 3, if you haven't seen it already, is the interior. Before we get into that, I'm going to take a couple minutes here and come on up. And we're going to give you our impressions of what we think the Model 3 is compared to what Tesla's done in the past and where the direction is going to go. And I think that Ken and I probably both agree the Model 3 interior is spectacular. They've done a really, really good job on the fit and finish and the quality of the materials. If any of you sat in a Model S and spent a little time on there, I've said it in the past on the video and on the show, especially with the test ride that I did with my wife back in May, that my opinion was if they were to take the Model S interior and put that in a Model 3, I think most people would be kind of okay with that. Because, let's face it, the Model S interior is not really becoming a $100,000 car. That's just my personal opinion. Simplicity set aside, just fit and finish and quality. Well, after spending 3 minutes in the Model 3, maybe, wow, the Model S is going to have to get caught up. Yeah, Tesla's learned a lot from materials and stuff. Other than the simplicity, don't worry about that. What we're talking about is fit and finish and the quality of materials. I have a video clip. I don't know if I brought it up tonight. I think it's on Bjorn Island's channel. There's one clip about 8 minutes in, and he was filming the test rides, and you can clearly see Ken and I get into the blue car, and I'm in the front, and I put my bag down, and I'm like a kid in a candy store. I'm not touching anything. That was my primary focus. I've always been okay with the exterior of the car. It didn't bother me. It's always been good. We've seen the interior pictures and stuff. What I was interested in is fit and finish and quality, because let's face it, that's where we spend all of our time. So for me, if they're going to be spending X amount of dollars on a car, it's got to be equal quality, I think, to other cars in this class. When I'm talking BMW 3 Series, Mercedes, that type of thing. Tesla's there on this car. So my personal opinion is they're going to have to update the Model S interior because now it has to catch up with this car. Does anybody listen to Tesla's financial calls at all? to find out some information? Okay. So if you listen to the last one that was on August 2nd, 3rd, 4th, something like that, I was in San Francisco. Waiting to get on the boat and listening to this at the same time, tweeting at the same time. There's some thinly veiled hints in there that Elon basically put out. They're going to be spending some money on the S and the X over the next little while to bring the technology up on those cars to Model 3 levels. So to me, the only thing they can really improve on is interior. That's where it needs to be put. Now, we may see other things, that's just my personal opinion, but having seen both cars, that's where we're at. Okay. Ken, want to say that? You were sat in the back, so tell me about that.
Yeah, so just to ask you that, and again, welcome, thanks everybody for coming out tonight. We appreciate it, and everybody watches the show and part of the forums and everything. Yeah, I mean, you know, from the backseat perspective, it's what you expect from a compact to mid-size class car. I had no problems with leg room. Trevor, I believe, had the seat all the way back, and I still had room. My knees weren't banging into the seat in front of me. Fit and finish was there, the armrest was comfortable, I put my seatbelt on quite easily. All these little nuances, there were code hooks in the back, so you can actually hang something that pop out from the side and then recess back in. The rear reading lights, like in the Tesla, the Model S, the X, they auto dim when you turn them off, and they're easy to function. The fit and finish was there. We didn't hear any squeaks and rounds. We went through a little bit of the choppy part at the back. We were in kind of the back lot area of the factory. We didn't get out of the factory complex. So we never really got more than maybe 20, 25 miles an hour at top speed. We couldn't really open it up. Couldn't do any step on it like at the reveal where they did those drives, where they had a chance to go a bit. But you know, doing some swerving, stopping, going, and a lot of people walked around, so they were pockets in the back. But the fit and finish was definitely there. In that class of car that you expect. And I think Trevor is absolutely right. Taking the simplicity side of it away, everybody's going to be quite happy with the interior when you see it and touch and feel it. And I'm just stoked that the white interior came out, because I'm all about the white interior now. And if you haven't seen Kim at Like Tesla, watch her video she's done. They have a Model X with 2 kids and maybe a dog, and a year and a half into that thing, and the white's still doing quite well. So it's a good material, and I agree that there's more conveniences. You know, there's cup holders in the rear doors and in the front doors, more pockets, more storage, and that kind of stuff. So a little bit more, they put some thought into the convenience side of it, and maybe taking away the distractions from so many knobs and buttons. The only hard button that we could find was the hazard button, which is on the top on the roof next to where the dome lights are in the front. That's the only actual push button from a dash perspective. So it's quite interesting, and it's a nice car, very quiet. I think that's the first thing that I said after like 30 seconds of this thing is quiet. You know, very little whine. Again, we didn't get up to speed, so we couldn't really put the motors to work, but very, very quiet. So obviously that's going to have to do with the tires. And
we really noticed it because there's a lot of music and stuff.
Yeah.
Close the doors, it's just like being in a clean room.
Because there's a lot of, you saw the live stream or what was going on, there was people drinking and loud music and people having fun, and we were outside in the back for that. Yeah, as soon as you closed the doors, it was very quiet. We had the radio on very so slightly, and we could talk. And everybody knows I'm a quiet speaker, so I could talk very quiet, you know, in front of could listen to hearing, so it was that quiet. So whatever they've done from a sound dampening perspective to make it a quieter ride, they've succeeded, because it really is nice. Anyway, let's go through the UI.
So we'll just talk about the user interface a little bit, and then I'll just make a couple more comments after the fact about where things are in the car, because it is pretty different. So we know the Model 3 does not have an instrument cluster in front of the steering wheel. So what Tesla's done is, if you see here in the picture on the left-hand side, maybe not really the lights on. You'll notice here on the first third of the screen, so I'm going to use my mouse. Okay. So the first third of the screen here, this is a permanent area that does not change. So this is where your situational awareness information for the car lives. The other 2/3 of the screen is really navigation. The maps lives behind everything. Everything over and above the maps is an overlay. So as you tap on different things, it's always on top of the navigation. So navigation is front and center. Don't forget, Model 3 was designed, this interior was designed with forward thinking, like these cars are going to be self-driving, autonomous eventually. So they really took an opportunity here to really rethink, what do we really need to see on this car? So as we go through some of these elements, it kind of makes sense. So, right. So the screen here really shows that the car is parked and it's currently charging. So you get a charging symbol right here. There's buttons for opening the front hood and for opening the rear trunk. Now the rear trunk is not motorized, it's just press the button and it goes click and you get out. The charge port is on the driver's side rear, as all Teslas are. It is motorized, both open and closed. I had Steve Jurvetson confirm that for me. Steve Jurvetson is one of the early investors in Tesla. He got like serial number 3.
What a nice guy.
Really, really nice guy. Yeah, I met him at those things. So yeah, I asked him privately over Twitter. I said, "Can you please, quiet the masses, show us the charge port?" So he finally put it back and gave us the video of that. So yes, it's fully motorized. Now, why does that really matter? Because everybody was asking, Elon's talking about this thing that the car's going to be self-driving and autonomous. How are you supposed to charge the car when it's driving around? Can't do that unless the port is motorized somehow, because who's going to go out there and push it and the robot's done? So it is fully motorized. All right. Some other things you'll notice, you'll get some icons along the top, things like 3G, the Tesla logo in the usual place. I mean, it's pretty obvious with the screen is that when they go horizontal like that and they have to rethink the user interface, it really gives an opportunity to really rethink about some of the stuff. But all of the stuff that you're used to, if you spent any time in Model S or Model X, is there, except for the web browser. That's about it. I don't know what the deal is with the web browser. Anecdotally, I think only 30% or less people actually use the web browser in the car because it's so bad. So maybe they're just, it's bad. So we don't know, but I mean, technically you can add it to the Model 3, it's just an icon, I have to in fact put it on the software, but maybe it's an indication that they're going to drop it. I don't have any inside information. I mean, like I said, our test ride was 3 minutes, I didn't get a chance to ask anybody what's to do with the web browser. So anyways, so we'll leave that at that. Along the bottom, you have a button for settings, and you have a single button for the defroster. Now thankfully for this, the defroster is not buried inside the menu, they have a dedicated button for it. Same thing with the rear defroster, that's this icon right here. And then you get into climate zone control areas, so you have your seat heaters, your dual zone climate control temperatures on either side. You got your fan icon on the model at the bottom that brings up HVAC controls, we'll talk about that in a few minutes. Your media button, your phone button, and your volume. So it's fairly self-explanatory. Now, the left-hand side of the screen over here, as I said, doesn't move. It stays there all the time. But you'll see that there's an icon here. This is the backup camera, by the way, so when you press on that. So you'll see here, as we go through, what we're talking about over here. So if I go over here, so there's a button there, you open the trunk, and then there's one with the front trunk, the front, back trunk. Okay. When you're in driving mode, your speed shows up top left-hand corner. Now, by the way, I mean, over these, I don't know, the last year and a half, I hate the screen, it's not in the right place, we're all gonna die. That's the big, and we get that all the time. I'm here to tell you folks, this is not a big deal. Anybody ever owned a Nissan Quest minivan 2004? I have.
Or a Yaris.
Or a Yaris.
Or a Mini.
Or a Mini. I mean, the vehicle's in the middle and nobody's died. Priuses have it, it's not in the world. The difference though is that it's not way over there, it's literally right here on your steering wheel. It's like right there. And the screen, by the way, if you spend any time on a Model S, the screen is actually built into the dash and it's way low. This screen is literally like this. There's no reaching anymore. And especially when you get to the HVAC controls, which I'll show you here in a second, really nice to have it really close by. So, oh, by the way, the other thing too, the other comment I get all the time on YouTube, my kids are going to hang on that, the thing's going to break off, and you get in the garage and it's going to cut your head off, and all this other stuff. Very stupid. I got on that car and I yanked on that thing, and once it going anywhere, stalled. It's not going anywhere, so don't move up now. Okay, moving on. So the button icon down here is for charging, and then you have a push-to-hold voice control button. Keep in mind, Tesla's moved a lot of the buttons off the steering wheel. If you look at a Model S steering wheel, you got scroll wheels, you got 4 buttons. The buttons are all gone. You just have scroll wheels. We'll talk about that in a second. So a lot of that stuff's been moved over to the dash. 3 little icons down here in the bottom. Well, those are a swipe control. So There's a backup camera, by the way. By the way, the backup camera is not like the Model S. You can't split the screen top and bottom, so you can't. So if you bring up the backup camera, you can't see your maps anymore. So it's kind of been relegated more to you know, pull it up when you need it or when you go in reverse. Otherwise, don't bother with it type thing. Again, you can see some of the you know, map situation. Okay. Yes.
If it's mostly been relegated to that, does that mean that the back visual is a lot better than the Model S? Because I know there's not that much room going through the back.
They have upgraded the camera on the Model S. The early ones, I mean, they've always been 720p HD cameras, but earlier cars.
No, I think the actual window space, like when you're looking back to reverse.
Is it a bigger window space?
Okay. Oh, I know where you're going with this. Okay.
I think it's a bit bigger. It's a good question because we really did.
Okay, so I will tell you this. I will tell you this. The visibility is better because you don't have that third headrest in the middle of the back seat. That's always a problem. Well, there is a headrest, but it's more like Volkswagens or Mercedes, whatever, that it's built into the seat when you need it, you pull it out of the seat rather than being fixed in place. So they've learned from that. So yes,
I think visibility is a little better. Yeah, the S I.
The Model 3 has two stalks on the steering column. One of them is dedicated for drive mode and autopilot. Autopilot is, you know, put in drive, double tap down. You don't have a separate stalk for autopilot anymore. So it's double tap, turns on the autopilot. The left-hand side is for your blinkers. There is no stalk for windshield wipers. Windshield wipers are automatic on the Model 3. And they are the settings are accessed with a simple swipe on the bottom, like right down here, see these? So if you were to swipe, just like an iPhone or an Android device, you get windshield wiper controls right there in the bottom. So normally, you would be this button to be off or on, you set your speed slow or fast. Again, don't forget, folks, this is software, it can be updated, if they don't have more features, it comes out later. But because this is mostly supposed to be automatic, I have a link in, you set it, forget it. I never touch the windshield wipers, we just come on.
Questions, sir?
Yeah, so the cruise control, is it one tap down? Because I know in the 2014 S, the cruise control was very awkward.
Yes.
It would reach around.
I was not able to get all of the details on that. One of the biggest concerns right now, there's a lot of confusion when it comes to autopilot. Because as you know, autopilot is sold in two levels. You have enhanced autopilot and you have full self-driving. Full self-driving doesn't even exist. So in my opinion, don't buy it, but whatever. So I've been trying to get confirmation. If you do not buy enhanced autopilot, do you get basic cruise control features? Because in enhanced autopilot, if you look at the description, they talk about traffic-aware cruise control, which is not the same thing as basic cruise control. Traffic-aware cruise control is when you set the distance between cars and maintains that distance. Basic cruise control is basically set a speed and let the car go. So I finally got confirmation that if you do not buy any form of autopilot, you do get cruise control. Tesla won't say it on the website, but it is there.
Good.
So, having said that, moving on. The media section down at the bottom, when you tap on the little music icon, you get three different screens. You have basically a minimized view, a medium view, and then a full screen view. Again, don't forget, they've done this on purpose because you have less screen real estate. Model S basically presses on medium and it takes up half the screen. So in this way, they've done some rejiggering a little bit to give you more or less views that you need. Let's see here. Okay, this is really interesting. Top part of the screen. So again, you have your speed here, and it shows you what driver mode in here. This is your autopilot, auto steer, whether it's available or not. It's blue. It's typical, more or less. In the middle is the currently red speed signs, either through GPS or from the cameras. And then this is your cruise control function. And then, of course, you have your autopilot down here where you see your situational awareness. But what's really interesting, I want to point out this little line right here. So this little line that you see going across is showing you your power rating, whether you're using energy or you're regenerating. So, and it will move dynamically, kind of like a Cylon type of thing when you're driving, right? So that was quite interesting. And then over here you have your battery meter. Tapping on that switches from rated miles or percentage. So you don't have to go to the settings anymore to change your percentage if you don't want to just tap on it. Kind of a neat feature, a little shortcut, right? Again, what does it look like when you exceed the speed limit? Kind of looks like this. Okay, HVAC. This is the big one. How many people have seen the HVAC system on the Model 3 or have questions about it? Okay, so let's get into this. It is really, you're right, Amy. It's a really cool system. Okay, so yeah, I mean, when you're down there, you're rubbing elbows kinds of bigwigs. I mean, J.B. Straubel was there. I didn't see Elon, but ran into Franz von Holzhausen and Elon's mom and his kids and his girl. I mean, they're all there. Why did I say that? Doesn't matter. the engineering people. So you do run into some engineers down there. And in this test ride, every one of the test ride videos I've seen, they made a point of showing this. They wanted people to know about this finally. So what is it? So if you look at the Model 3's dash, you'll notice that they've actually lowered it, pushed it forward, and got rid of like all buttons and everything. And what they've done now with the HVAC system, the heating, ventilation, air conditioning, is they built this really thin slit that runs from one side to the other, and there are no vents. So manual controls of vents are gone. There's a deep, yes, you're absolutely right. There's another hidden slit at the front that handles defrost. Okay. So how do you control direction of air inside the car? And they kind of alluded to it, but they didn't really spell it out. But basically, my understanding is that they have two intersecting planes of air that meet inside the dash, and they have electronic louvers in there that only control horizontal space. The intersecting, it's either horizontal or vertical, but one of the two has physical electronic controls inside. The other is just control. So I guess the best way to explain it is like, think of it, who's seen a Dyson fan, right? You don't see the fan part, but you get this thin slit in the air comes out. That's what it feels like. Stronger, mind you. So when you tap on the manual fan button down at the bottom, just like you do on a Model S, you get this little HUD that comes up, so to speak. Bad word, should be using HUD, but yeah. There's no HUD on the Model 3. Yeah. Where it allows you to set the temperature control on your fan and whether you want it on your feet or on the bottom. But what's interesting about this now is that you get these two squares with crosshairs, one for the passenger and one for the driver's side. And you get these little pill icons in gray, as you can see there. And you physically, you need my pointer guy? So you put your finger on it and you move it, and in real time you can feel the air moving around. It's the oddest thing in the world. It's revolutionary. I've never seen anything like that. It's pretty cool.
So that's what we're saying. So when you touch it and you move it, you're actually feeling that air shift.
Yeah.
Based on your
I just held my hand like that, and you can feel the air moving.
You want to center it up, you want it coming level, you want it coming lower, right, left, anything like that. It's real time that it changes.
It's important to note that this is what's blowing in your face. It has nothing to do with your feet. There are heater vents in the wheel wells. Yes, there are heaters in the wheel wells. You don't have to worry about that. This just controls what you're feeling in your face. The second little icon you see in the corner there, those two little circles, okay, when you tap on that, that pill splits into two, and then you can use pitch and zoom, and what it does is it does a diffusing effect, so it feels like a little gentle breeze rather than this actual like vent thing you in the head. So, and you can move it up or down. So it's I don't know how the hell it is, but it's really neat.
It'll probably take 5 minutes to figure out once you get your cars, and the kids will probably go nuts with this.
But I think as far as the interior, when we were playing with the controls, it was the single most like ooh and ah thing. This is the neatest thing in the world. You got fan speed, automatic controls and stuff. So anyways, expect this to go into the Model S eventually. That's my opinion. You can't leave this in this car. This is too cool. Yeah.
Do you know if the car will remember your preferences, like your seating position?
That's my hope. We don't have any information on that yet. Driver profiles are part of the premium package, by the way. You don't get that for free in the base of the car. That's what we've been told. Now, because they can change your mind down the road. But, yeah, 2 profiles. Yeah, exactly. So, more details are coming, but don't forget, folks, this is all software controlled. If they want to add butt warmers to the seat profile, they could, the driver profile, they could do this, just a software thing. So, I'm hoping, yes. Again, this is not a car that's set in stone. If you learn anything about Tesla over the last 5 years with their cars, is that anything changes because it's just software. Okay, so now we're going to tap on the car controls on the bottom left, and it brings up a panel where you can see a variety of different, yes, man, thank you. You see a variety of different things. Okay, so now we're gonna, yes, go ahead.
So, about HVAC, if we go back a bit. So at this moment, if I want to split the air both toward my feet and the windshield,
you can do that, yes. There's blue icons.
It's not obvious that you can do it.
Yeah, we don't have all of the details yet as far as the finer details about this, but from what we saw in the interface, mostly there. Some stuff is probably not ready yet. The other thing too, you have to remember, the cars that they're building today are going to the employees, and that's on purpose. They're the beta testers. They're the guys that are testing this stuff and saying, you know what, that icon's not in the right place, and so on and so forth. So by the time late October, early November comes out for the folks in California and the US who own cars first, a lot of the stuff is going to change. Some of the stuff is going to change. Not all of it, but some of it's going to change. So, yes, Andy?
On the left of the HVAC.
Yeah.
I can't quite tell what the right to the left. To the left of auto. What is that?
That's heat up at the top, in your face, or down on the foot wells. And then this is your sync button for dual climates. Right? When you want to look at. Some of the stuff is like, I think they're going to refine some of this. Some of the stuff is like 2 or 3 taps away, and it should be maybe 1 or something. So it's just observations. All right, so we're going to get back. We're going to get into some stuff that's quite interesting here. So you can see things like, you know, turning off your lights and stuff. And then the next one that's really quite interesting has to do with the scroll wheels. Now, on the Model S, the 2 scroll wheels allow you to select things and move and choose different things on the center screen, press, and it selects an option. And then you have 4 buttons. The buttons on the left really control everything about the radio and sound system. On the right-hand side, you have a voice control button, and another one that, you know, brings up a menu. And what Tesla's done with the Model 3 is that they've taken all those functions now and made them virtual. So now the scroll wheels on the steering wheel now are contextual, which means that the functions of those wheels will change depending on what you have on the screen. So 2 points that they made point of showing us in the car is adjusting the steering wheel. So when you bring up the panel to adjust the steering wheel, you move the scroll wheels and it moves the telescoping up and down and in and out. And then the other one was for your mirrors. So when you bring up the mirrors, the left-hand scroll wheel adjusts the mirror on the left-hand side, and the other one's on the right-hand side. By the way, the scroll wheels are not only up and down, but if you push them sideways, they have a little single click. So they don't look like they move, but they actually do. They're a single click sideways. So think about, you know, some cars that have like not so much a scroll wheel, but maybe little buttons and stuff. So they're kind of multifunction. But what this does is it uncouples hardware interface from stuff they want to do in the future. So, all right, moving along here, we're getting into headlights. Some stuff here, walk to unlock, walk away, child protection locks, unlock on park, all these basic things. These are similar things are found in the Model S. By the way, we should talk about the key card. Everybody heard about the key card? Yeah, the key card. So Tesla made a very big point here, mentioning to us that your primary interface for unlocking and unlocking the car is going to be the smart app phone on your smartphone. Okay, that is controlled via Bluetooth Low Energy, which is kind of the latest standard stuff. Has what, a 30-foot range, 35-foot range, something like that. So you will have to have the Tesla app on your phone, and you will sign into your Tesla account, and the car will automatically unlock when you approach it. The backup for that is the key card. Now,
If you want it,
yeah.
there's an option to not.
So the key card is literally the size of a credit card. It is NFC. It's called Near Field Communications. Most iPhones and Android devices have Apple Pay. That's NFC. That is literally a 1-inch contact. You basically take the key card, you push it, and you tap it against the B pillar, which is right here, and that unlocks the car. And then when you get in the car, you take the key card and you put it in the coupler. The coupler has a little radio sensor in there, and it says, okay, you can drive the car. I would suspect that they will use that for valet service as well, but they made it very clear that that is a backup. The primary is going to be your phone.
And you've seen the video where you just tap it on the B pillar under the camera?
Yeah, those videos haven't been released yet, but there was one that was snuck out. So, in some ways, you have to think about it, when they go full driverless and stuff, maybe you can give out key cards to friends and family, and they can use the card. I mean, who knows? But I remember asking the engineer when I was standing there in line, I said, I held up my Apple phone, my Apple Watch, because I knew it was NFC. And I said, I want to do this. And he says, well, it is NFC, so you can put your imagination wherever you want. So they're pretty coy. They will give you a non-answer. They will answer, but not give you a straight answer. They're kind of like that. They're kind of like Apple sometimes. They're evasive. But you can tell that they put a lot of thought into this for what ifs in the future. Because let's face it, you're not going to redesign a car for another 8 years. So if your tentpole feature is a fully self-driving car with a shared fleet, you've got to think about 5, 10 years in the future. So this is the stake in the ground. Model 3 is really designed to be a self-driving car. Glove box. There is no buttons anywhere in the car, as we said, other than the hazard light above head. Open the glove box. There's a button. You push that. Opens up. Glove box has a big opening, but it's shallow, so you're not going to put a lot of stuff in there. You had a question?
So I can walk up to the car with Bluetooth, and it'll open the car.
Yeah.
People have front doors.
You have that here, yes.
Okay, so you can walk up, get in the car, you still need to take the car and put it in the
No. The key card is at the back. Keep it with you.
Okay.
Oh crap, I forgot my phone.
So you don't have to put it in the,
It's a proximity. That's
It's proximity.
Proximity, like.
And it won't work with wallets like this, which is, hardware protected.
Yeah.
You gotta whip it up.
okay.
So, yeah.
The vast majority of users are going to have a smartphone, either iOS or Android. They'll have to download the app because you'll want to use the app for other things like warming it up in winter, all this other stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like a push button car today, I still don't take anything on my
Yeah,
car.
you have your fob and you just walk it up and then you automatically open, you can open the doors.
Okay.
It's actually funny because my phone, like I found about this, my grandparents were 80 years old, don't, whatever they wanted, basically got a rotary phone. They really were excited, and then I was thinking, well, wait a second, how are they going to get in? So I have to give them a key card.
Yeah.
So,
It's a keyless future. It's a keyless world. The phone is your primary device.
Can I disable ludicrous?
well, I'll have to give them a
Oh, I should mention, this hasn't been talked, Tesla hasn't really talked about it and stuff. The Model 3 and the Model S's, well, at least with the Model 3, there's been a report that came out that they are shipping with what Tesla has kind of publicly or not publicly acknowledges hardware 2.5. Now, Tesla says that the computer really is a little bit more redundant. It's not necessarily fast, but it has a little bit more redundancies. But one of the things we did glean after the fact, and of course, we were in the car for 3-4 minutes, dark, you don't see everything. There's a forward-facing camera inside the rear view mirror housing. Now, Tesla hasn't told us what they're going to be doing with this and stuff. If I was to put some money on the table, I think it's for the ride-sharing thing down in the future, so that if you leave the car with your friends or family, you'll be able to pull up your app and then pull up. Don't forget, these cars are connected, right, to Tesla. So, yeah, being able to pull up and, watch for shenanigans inside your car. So, we'll see what they do, but they've thought about that. Yeah.
I would say this has a lot to do with the Tesla network.
Yes.
All the taxis, they have cameras. So
Exactly.
you have to keep an eye on what's happening with the car.
That's right. One of the things, I don't know how many people know or have been following with what NVIDIA is doing, the video card manufacturer who are like totally into self-driving now. They have a software program and they call it Copilot, if I remember correctly. And Copilot is all about facial recognition and watching where you watch what you're doing, so it actually enhances. There's a separate video, you can watch that on YouTube, it's really cool. But what they're doing is that they're watching people's expressions and they're doing eye tracking and stuff like that, so that the cars can give you more situational awareness than what, say, autopilot can give you. The car can say there's a motorcycle coming up on the left and stuff. And one of the thing that makes that happen is an inside camera watching you, so who knows? Tesla is in bed with, yeah, or whatever, right? Who knows? Possibilities are endless, and that's why they build this stuff into the car, because they have plans for something.
So just to jump in, that's a great observation. That's one thing we've been saying over and over again, is one of the true unique value adds that Tesla brings is that the car that you buy today changes or gets better and enhances over time. So yes, where parts were down, obviously, there's not a lot in obviously an EV and a Tesla, but with the OTA over-the-air updates and the software changes and taking advantage of the hardware that's there, taking advantage of that to add more features, that's unique in the car industry. Nobody else does that. You buy a Toyota Corolla, it stays, unless you aftermarket, shocks and rims and wheels and stereo, there's only so much you can do. With Tesla, they're all about adding features and enhancements over time. So, as an investment, that's one reason that their prices are maintained fairly well, especially on the used market, is because of those changes and enhancements. So, look forward to when you get your car that it is something that's going to get even better over time.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're new to Tesla and you're looking at that, don't discount that fact. These cars get better over time.
Yeah, not just.
Sorry, you had a question first.
So on the speedometer, does it show somewhere the road speed limit, like the GPS shows?
On overspeed?
road speed.
It did.
It's
Yeah.
a little-
Yeah, it's a little earlier. I'll leave this up, you guys can take a look at it later.
Yeah, it does.
It's the 30 with the circle around it.
Okay.
Yeah. Then you get, oh, sir, you had a question?
Yeah, the other beautiful thing about the OTAs is 10 years down the road, you need to replace the battery in your car. It'll be an almost brand new car, whereas the Bolt will be a 10-year-old Bolt.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said. Don't forget, these are aluminum cars too. They don't rust, they corrode. But,
Yeah, the magnet fix.
yeah. Well, oh yeah, by the way, I should mention that. You don't make a car 5% smaller than a Model S at 4,600 pounds and deduct 1,000 pounds and make the car out of steel. This is an all aluminum body. I'm 99% sure of this. Now, I know the skins are aluminum because before I got in the car, I ripped out my magnet and I touched a bunch of body panels. I have a feeling this was going to
So
be...
the safety cage
Yes.
is going to be steel, going to be hardened, and one thing that we were surprised at the delivery event was the rollout of the side impact video that they showed, the brief video.
Who watched the video?
Who's seen that video? It's very impressive. I mean, how you can see the rigidity of that chassis holding up against one of the really hard tests of the side pole type of impact.
That's a battery pack in the bottom for you.
Yeah, that's part of that whole rigidity. So, so it goes to show you. But again, as Trevor's saying, to save the weight, to bring it down, to maintain the track integrity, they've gone.
I have all of the repair manuals for the Model X, and I go through them. Just something I do. Tesla.
So you don't have to.
I do it because you don't have to. So the body is like 99% aluminum, but what they do is they put high strength boron steel in the front bumper area, and they put it in the A pillars and the B pillars. So all that area that needs to be reinforced is all steel. So I'm thinking a lot of this stuff, I mean, don't forget, they announced the Model 3 has the all glass back, and of course then they update the Model S and it has the all glass roof, and Elon says, oh, we put a lot of engineering into that. Well, that's because they put steel in the right places. So I'm not saying that there's no steel in the car. What I'm saying is that it's not all steel. When I did the tour of the factory, and you're moving around, if you know what to look for, I mean, you can see the difference between steel and aluminum. Aluminum is a bright silver, and steel, unless it's polished, is kind of like a gunmetal gray. So things like the skins on the Model S are all aluminum. The interior portions of the door for steel, for reinforcement, those are steel. You can see those bits. But most of the cars are aluminum. So I really believe Model 3 is mostly an all aluminum body. Now Tesla doesn't like to talk about this stuff. They say it's a hybrid, and fine. But they never said it's all steel. That's been a fallacy. It's been put on the internet. Oh, it's all steel body. No, they never said that. It's a hybrid. They're very coy about it. Yeah, I think it's part of it's a trade secret. You don't want to let on how good pricing you're getting on aluminum. And it's not like aluminum is like titanium. It's not some kind of rare earth metal. It's pretty common. I mean, the Chevy Bolt outside has aluminum body panels on it.
It's only marginally more expensive.
Right, it's not that much more expensive, and the amount of aluminum that Tesla buys, you're guaranteed to get a good price on it. So, like I said, it's nor here nor there. I think that whole argument's going to die down.
What else that means for us Canadians is that we don't think we're going to need to have the rust-proof car.
No rust-proof. You don't need the rust-proof.
There's a bottom panel. You've seen some pictures that have been out there of the bottom because we wanted aerodynamic and also to encase and close things. So even because of the aluminum factor and the plastic underneath the encasements, I don't think there's going to be any reason to.
If you're out, I'll just say this, Ken. If you're out on the showroom floor, get down on your hands and knees and look underneath the Model S. Now, take a look at that and look at the areas that are exposed, that are not totally covered. On the Model 3, there's way more underbody covering of plastic to protect a lot of that stuff. Like there's portions of the Model S, the battery pack, that are exposed. On the Model 3, I've seen lots of pictures and the wheel wells and stuff. That stuff is all covered up, so I'm not worried about corrosion on the car. Okay, moving on. Again, autopilot, a little more buried rather than being on stock. Basically, set your cruise control distance, your auto steer. Again, this stuff can probably change. There's nothing stopping them from putting a button on there and maybe assigning that thing to a scroll wheel, so it's contextual setting whenever you pull it up. Again, some of this stuff can go eventually to voice commands, right? Autopilot. Yes.
It says cruise follow distance 5. Is that car length?
Yes. Yes. If you go to Model S and you turn the stock and that sets your distance, you'll see it on the left-hand side.
That'd be your adaptive.
It's actually not a car, it's an adaptive distance.
It's an adaptive, yeah, exactly. But it's essentially, they call it car length, but it's kind of the same thing. Parking brake cares. Service mode. Okay, fine. Okay, yes, the the Easter eggs are indeed there. And unfortunately, my friend Nick is not here tonight. He is the author of the Unicorn. He's a Canadian guy who's around here. Move on. He drew this, sent it out to Elon, and they actually put it into every Model S and Model X and Model 3. All right, so that's a tour of the user interface. Any questions? We're going to let Ken, I'm going to like get out of here and let Ken talk about pricing.
I've got a quick one for you, Joe.
Yeah, go ahead.
Considering your disappointment with the Model S seats when you had it for the weekend, how do you feel about the bolsters in the 3?
Better.
Yeah.
Tesla's learned, well, okay, I have to be careful here. Tesla's gone through about 5 seats over the course of the Model S over the last 5 years or so. The car that I was driving was a 2015, and it felt like I had the original seats. They were pretty crummy, no bolstering and stuff. Now, if you sit in this car, or any of the new, keep in mind it's relatively difficult to find a showroom Model S without a premium interior at some point. The base seats that they have in the Model S, they call it multi-pattern black, are actually really good, and the bolstering is much, much better. I would say that the bolstering on the Model 3 is probably as good as what you're going to find in the showroom car. So if you sit in that, it'll feel like that. Now, keep in mind, Tesla does not make leather in any of the cars anymore. They've dropped that. They've gone to this synthetic leather. They call it vegan, whatever we want to call it. And they've confirmed that's exactly what's happening with the Model 3. Now, the Model 3 only has a black interior right now. They have confirmed white seats are coming. We just spotted one with the white seats. It's definitely coming. All-wheel drive is coming too. Yeah, the white seats are really slick. So, yes. The other thing too is all the cars that we were driving around were like fully loaded. So, premium interior. So, when we talk about things like Alcantara, I'll talk about, before we get into the prices, I'll just get into some stuff. So, when we were driving the cars, Alcantara, artificial suede, okay? They're all gray, by the way. There's not different colors. So it looks like even on the white seats, they're going to put a gray headliner in it. It's Alcantara. If you want to know what it is, go sit in this car and touch it. It's suede. There's suede in the door inserts on the Model 3. The grab handles are more like the BMW 3 Series, where you've got the armrest that's actually flat and not drooped down. The arm slips down on a Model S. Way more comfortable. There's soft touch on everything. There are no latches to unleash, to unlock the doors. It's a button. So when you put your hand on the grab handle, you pull it closed, you move your thumb over about that much, and there's a button. Push that, pops the door open. There is a manual release at the front of the head armrest. It's kind of hidden. You just yank it on it. So if you ever that doesn't work, you get a secondary. By the way, these buttons have an LED in them, so you can see them at night. So nothing to worry about that. What else was there? Oh, center console. So the center console, cup holders in the right place. Really nice. Unlike the Model S where they're in your armrest, you have to move the armrest back and the cup holders are right there. So they're actually in the right place. So the Model 3 has 2 doors in the center console, cubbies if you will. The back one you push on it and it opens backwards. And the interior is all nice and like flocked. So it's nice. The armrest also lifts up. And there's a little coin holder there, and you can put your arm underneath and go underneath the cup holders and all the way there. So it's actually open. It's not big enough to put a laptop or anything big in there, but you can actually put stuff in there. Now the most important part though, and I don't have a picture of it here, is the front cubby that opens this way, and it's right underneath the screen. It has storage space, but underneath there, there's 2 USB ports. And you can buy, it comes with 1 cable, and you can buy a secondary cable, and you snake these little cables. So that little door that opens up, you peel off the little rubber mat, and it has these little clips that go like this, and you run those little cables like that, and you get a little 90-degree connector that comes out, and put the rubber back on, and you can take your phone and go. And there's one for driver and one for passenger.
If you look at if anybody's seen the Google Photos page,
yeah.
It's up there for Model 3, somebody's put, I guess, apart from a user manual, what it looks like, so you can either put Samsung, mini plugs or iPhone type plugs.
On the Model S and the Model X, they call it blind holstering. Like it's an option you have to get as part of the premium package, and it's for 1 phone. But on the Model 3, it's 2. It's really cool.
So it's like you to.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have to put it on there, but it's a rubber mat. Once you set it on the connector, it's not moving anywhere, and there's space for 2 like iPhone 7 Pluses type of thing.
Cables get wrapped and anchored, and now you just slide it down.
Usually it takes you to the hand and.
No, you just go click, right? It's like they're built in, and you can get different cables. You can get Lightning, USB-C, micro USB.
Why does charging do much better?
Yeah, well, wireless charging, I mean, yeah, not yet.
So with the armrest lifting up, is it still the stupid slidey armrest?
No, no. The cup holders are in front in the right place. Oh, the door pockets and all the 4 doors, thank you. Yeah, no, I think there's
Cup holders in the rear.
2 cup holders. Okay, so in the back, yeah, you put the armrest down. It's not pass through, but you got an arm, and you 2 cup holders there. Look, I've said this before in the show, and I'll say it again. Model 3 interior is about fixing deficiencies in the Model S. It's really what it is. They fixed all the problems.
3 outlets in the back.
Yep.
3 outlets.
Yes, 3 out, well, a little tighter, because okay, the Model 3 is a little narrower than the Model S. So in the back, 2 outlets, very comfortable, no problem.
I have
3.
I have a Nissan Sentra now, and there's with that space. We can put 3 in there, no problem. Yeah, it might be a little tight for long trips, but it's a similar space environment.
Tons of headroom.
Tons of it.
Tons of headroom in this car. Lots of headroom. Headroom.
Visibility from the front.
Better, wireless, better
Lower
wireless.
dash.
Well, don't forget, they've done 2 things, I think, with this car. And it's not obvious unless you have a Model S and a Model 3 set, kind of side by side. So not only is the dash angled down, shortened, and pushed forward, but the windshield goes down lower. So you actually, and it has a short little nose on it. I mean, you see the Model 3 in person, you go, that's a cute little car. Because they've got, who's seen a Nissan Elantra, or not a Nissan, but a Hyundai Elantra? You've seen a Hyundai Elantra? Okay, I'm not comparing the Model 3 to that, but it gives me that general feel. It's got that short little rake nose and the windshield and that general shape. That's what the Model 3 reminds me of. Bigger, of course, but. So yeah, pushing the windshield down and stuff, and actually pushing the cross member back, probably a couple inches, makes all the difference in the world. So I remember sitting in the car and I felt like, I'm not sitting high up off the ground with an SUV, but I'm getting that kind of visibility.
It's not the IMAX experience of the Model X.
No.
But
Well, that's on the back. That's the passenger to the back. Yeah, that's the other thing too. A lot of people on the internet are confused when Tesla says all glass roof, they think, oh, we mean the glass on the back is optional. No. That big piece of glass that's on the back that starts here. Don't forget, most glass on a rear window on a sedan starts here. But on the Model 3, it starts here. So this is on all the Model 3s. What we're talking about, what Tesla calls a glass roof or a solid roof, is the short little 2-foot section that's right over your head. That's what's optional. So the premium packages come with a glass piece up there, and we think the base is going to be like metal.
we didn't see any with them.
No, they're not making those cars yet. So, okay. One more question, Ken, you can get up.
Question on the display, the brightness of it.
Adjustable.
It's adjustable. And you just have the part that gives you the speed and the driving side.
Not the price spot. If you sit in a Model S, there's an automatic brightness adjustment, there's a day mode, a night mode, and an auto mode.
Okay.
And a lot of people like it on the. A lot of people like to leave it on the black mode, call it the day. Those screenshots are the black mode. So you have it both ways, but there's no individual controls for the brightness modes either. Remember, it's just one screen. Okay, Ken, you want to talk?
Yeah, I'll go through some of the features as well, since we're getting a lot of questions on there. So Trevor put some slides together on, again, our take on estimated pricing. There has not been any Canadian pricing announced yet. Hopefully, in the next few months, there will be. I keep Twitter and Elon once every couple of months asking about the tariffs. If the tariffs are going to be lower for the Model 3 because they've increased the made in USA content of the Model 3s, so it should be a lower tariff than being imported to Canada. But with NAFTA being talked about and renegotiated right now, that could be one of the reasons they're delaying answers, or they just don't want to say because it's too early. But we're hoping that right now it's 6.1 on the S and the X's from a tariff, but that's going to be to 3%. We don't know, but lower.
Technically, it should be limited.
It should be 0.
Or it should be 0, yeah. So, 6% on 50,000 is a significant number.
I just want to clarify. On Model S and Model X, there's a built-in 6.1 NAFTA tariff on account of the battery cells being made in Japan. It constitutes more than 50% of the car's makeup. So it's buried in the cost. Now with the cells being made in Nevada, that shouldn't apply. So we're basing our pricing on the current exchange rate or exchange factor that Tesla is using on the Model S to estimate the base price of the car. We're fairly confident that the options are priced correctly because we have precedent now on the Model S. So
Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. But from a standard, so obviously there's two price points from the basic level of the Model 3. There's your $35,000 price point, and then everything gets increased from there. Yep. There you go. Because I'm going to read some specs as we go. So for the $35,000, or obviously that's what they call their standard range or standard battery package, which is about 220 miles EPA rated. There's 352 kilometers. There you go. That's what you got up there. Yeah, perfect. I'm doing both. Everybody's seen the performance stuff. They're pretty good. You know, interior, as Trevor showed you, the display standard, dual zone climate standard, FM internet streaming radio. We have no information about XM radio, if that's a feature or an option yet. I'm hoping it is because I listen to it a lot, but that will be down the road. The seating in the standard will be, according to the information that we've got, that it will have standard type seats, fabric seating, not the premium that you've seen pictures of. It'll be a solid roof. It'll be a 7-speaker audio system in the standard interior. Heated seats in the front, because this document doesn't say if it's all, so I'm just going to assume right now that it's just the front heated. They're manually adjustable 6-way, not power adjustable. And there's 2 USB ports in the standard interior. And there's a center console with open storage as well, but it doesn't have, as Trevor described, phone hookups and all that kind of stuff. From a convenience, I think you saw a lot of the UI interface, you know, the maps and navigation, the Wi-Fi, LTE connectivity, all that kind of stuff, the standard backup camera, Bluetooth hand-free phone, voice-activated controls, auto-dimming rearview mirror, one-touch power windows throughout, which is a nice feature, not just driver only or passenger. 12 power outlets, power adjustable side mirrors. These are all standard, so these are only in the $35,000 US package. Full LED exterior lighting. We tried to see if the LED headlights were adaptive. We couldn't tell if they were. They didn't move, you know, because we were standing there in front waiting for the ride-alongs, and the car would come in front of us and turn around in front of us and go this way. And we were trying to see if we could see the headlights angling as the driver turned around or moved a bit, and they didn't, and we could see. But, you know, who knows, that could be something different. There's the standard autopilot package or the hardware package of 8 cameras, all that kind of stuff. The latch, all that stuff. From the safety, there's 6 front row and 2 side curtain airbags. So again, Elon talks about a 5-star rating, so we're pretty confident that that's going to be achieved in the Model 3, which is great. 4-wheel anti-lock disc brakes, electronic parking brakes, child safety locks, anti-theft alarm, and TPMS, and that light goes on in your UI all the time. That's standard for the tire pressure.
My limit does that all.
Exactly, and the warranty, a 4-year 50, so 80K I think it is up here, and then extended on the battery, 160,000 kilometers in the battery. So that's all part of the $35,000 package. Get into the long-range version, and again, that was a pleasant surprise because just a few days before the launch event, obviously there was information that Trevor could get and some other people got that was leaked out about, oh, the batteries actually can hold more than 220 miles. Look at this. And they did some factoring based on the metrics from a battery voltage and wattage and all these different things to determine that, no, it's got capacity for more. And sure enough, when Elon came out and announced the long-range version of 310 miles or almost 500 kilometers, we both were like, wow, this is great. Like that was unexpected. If it wasn't leaked prior, we all would have went one of those kind of things, you know. And,
I had some information prior that was
pretty bang on.
Yeah.
Which is great. So that was a nice surprise, but it's going to cost you. Obviously, it's going to come in at $44,000 because it's a $9,000 option to get that long-range battery. We do feel that it's actual a different physical battery pack, not a software unlocked. So it's not a 75 and 60 clothing kind of thing.
The reason for that, folks, if you look at the specs online, they show different weights of the car. Cells.
More packs, more cells, basically, in that space. So it'll have some faster supercharging rates as well, a little bit faster speeds, all that kind of stuff. From an option perspective, everybody has seen the paint colors that are out there now. Black is your standard, so black you don't have to pay for, but everything else is going to cost you money. including the interior, as Trevor mentioned. So a lot of those features that we talked about that we experienced in the ride-along and saw in the car is going to cost you about 6,600 Canadian, we estimate, which is the same price as Enhanced Autopilot, being a $5,000 US package. But that package gives you, as we mentioned, the premium heated seating and cabin materials throughout, the wood decor down the white interior. It may not have the wood, but it's hard to see from those pictures that just came out a couple of days ago on the white one. It looks like it could be actually a white stripe.
It would either be like a bleached wood or probably some kind of plastic.
It looked lighter.
It reminded, well, I mean, if you look at the Model 3 Alpha from like a year ago, the white interior and so forth, I mean, the core is the same thing. So I prefer the wood.
And as Trevor pointed out, the Alcantara headliner is a really nice feature. You know, we all put our hands up and felt it was really nice, comfortable. Again, you have lighting throughout, so you've got a little bit of low-level lighting to see stuff. Heated seats throughout on the premium. The wood decor, the all glass roof, as Trevor talked about. USB ports for every passenger. So we talked about the ones in the front. In the back, you see some videos where there's behind the center console, there's 2 air vents. Those ones are not slits; those are your traditional type air vents where you can manually, maneuver them up and down, left and right. But below that are 2 USB ports, so that would be great. I doubt that they're going to be hooked up to the radio. So if a rear passenger wanted to play the music, I think they're just for charging.
They're not on the Model.
They're not on the, so they most likely won't be on the 3. But that's great that you get some more ports. This is upgraded from the 7-speaker to the 12-speaker premium model with a subwoofer and some, just a better speaker elements all around, the tweeters and this kind of stuff. Power folding auto-dimming heated mirrors. I think those are, the heated mirrors are standard, but the power auto-folding portion is part of the premium upgrade. LED fog lamps, which you get on that, and then your Porsche console, which we talked about, the smart phone stuff. So more options. So not everybody's going to want black paint. I know I won't. So we're all going to want to upgrade to one of the other colors that are available, and that's going to cost you about 1,300 Canadian for that. The sport wheels now on the wheels. Just in the last couple of days, there's some great photos that have been put out about the Aero wheels. So the Aero with 18-inch Aero wheels are standard, and I personally don't like the Aero wheel look, but I understand the functionality, and it's yet to be determined if somebody takes a long highway drive and compares it with or without those caps, what it'll be. I'm sure it'll be a little bit better in each wheel. But behind that, though, when you take, and apparently it's really easy to pop those things out, are some really nice aluminum wheels. If you've seen pictures, and they may come in both a more alloy look and a tinted or smoked look. I'm not sure, but they may just be gunmetal. They just gunmetal? Okay, so they're just gunmetal, which looks really sharp. So now apparently the cap, the lug nut covers and the center cap are not part of that, but there's lots of aftermarket that you can get for those things. So if you want to save $2,000 Canadian and stick with the 18-inch Aero, take those hubcaps off if you don't like them, you get a nice set of wheels underneath that. Otherwise, you could get the 19-inch sport wheels for an extra $2,000. And then as Trevor showed in the UI, some of the autopilot features.